y'all? All right. All right, everybody, we are live. We're live on YouTube and we're live on Teams. I want to say good evening to everybody. I'm Ron Garlington, proud principal here at Gene Childs Young Middle School. I want to welcome you to the Young Middle School Go Team meeting for this first start of the year, where we're going to follow the agenda as it has been emailed and it has been publicly noticed. I'm also going to share my screen. So as I'm presenting, you're going to see all the things that I'm talking about on the screen in front of you. So right now, you should be looking at a copy of the agenda. Please give me a thumbs up if you can see the agenda on your screen. Awesome. That means I'm doing it perfectly. So awesome. So that's the agenda that we're going to follow for today. I'm pleased to call this meeting of the Young Middle School Go Team meeting to order at exactly 5:32 p.m. I will act in the capacity of interim Go Team chair for this meeting. Our first order of business is to appoint a secretary and call roll. And I'm going to ask and appoint Ms. Miller to serve as secretary for this meeting and for this meeting only. Our official secretary for the 2026-2027 school year will be elected during this meeting. But now, at this point, the interim secretary, Ms. Miller, we're going to ask for you to call roll to get us started from that point.
Okay, Mr. Garlington? I'm
Present.
sorry, please, I was gonna say, please stay present so that I can document. Taryn Brown, Donnie Newell, Natasha Malman,
Present.
Shayla Pryor,
Present.
Ayana Miller here, Eddie Stevens.
He's
Present.
not
He's
officially.
not on,
Yeah.
gotcha, not officially, got it. Kevin Walston,
Present.
and I think is that everybody? Yeah.
Yep.
No, did I say Miss Park?
No, you didn't.
Jennifer Park.
Present.
Now is
All
that
right.
everybody? I think so.
It is, yep. Now this
Yes, we
team
have
will
a
only be,
quorum.
this team will only be able to take official action if a quorum is present. So, Madam Secretary, is there a quorum present today?
Yes.
Yes, there is. Awesome. So at this point, we will continue with our agenda as we have it shown right here. So now, all right. Our first order of business is to approve the agenda. You see this on the screen, and it was also provided for you in a previous email as well as a calendar invitation. So just going to ask you to quickly review that for a few seconds, and then once we've done that, I will ask for a motion to approve the agenda. All right. So may I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I motion to approve the agenda.
Awesome. Thank you. And may I have a second?
I second that.
Awesome. Are there any amendments to the agenda?
I'm sorry.
All right.
Who can I get who made the motion?
Jacquees Hargrove.
Oh, Ms.
And-
Hargrove, technically,
and
you're
who
not,
seconded?
let me pause for a second. Ms. Hargrove and Mr. Stevens have been invited because they will be nominated because we have two vacancies. So Ms. Hargrove, technically in this moment, you're not an official member yet until an election. So yeah, I want you to pause. So I do need to get whoever, for those that were on the roll, I'm going to ask for one of those to make a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
We're excited. I love it. I saw about 3 people. So what I saw Ms. Park and Ms. Malman make a motion to approve it. May I have a second?
Pryor, I second that.
Awesome. Are there any amendments to the agenda? All in favor, please say yay or raise your hand so Ms. Miller can record your vote.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay. All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. I hear no nays and see no nays. If there are any abstentions, please indicate by raising your hand at this time as well. No abstentions. Awesome. Thank you for that, y'all. So now we will move to fill in the vacant seats and the open community member seat. Before we begin the process, I'd like to remind the Go Team of the following. The principal brings forth the nominations for the vacant and open community seats. All Go Team members have only 1 vote per seat. Individuals filling a individuals filling a vacant seat will serve until the conclusion of that seat's term. Individuals filling an open seat will serve for the full 2-year term. And then upon approval, individuals are immediately full Go Team members and may join the meeting. So let's move forward. So now, and I'll bring your attention to the slide that you'll see on the screen as well. We will begin by filling our vacant seats. These are seats that have been vacated prior to the end of the seat's term. Individuals appointed to the seat will serve until the end of the seat's term, and I have the following nominations for our Go Team's vacant seats and my rationale for the nomination. So I'm going to first nominate Mr. Eddie Stevens to fill the vacant position for instructional staff. Mr. Stevens was a member of our Go Team last year. He's a teacher here on staff, and actually he served as chair of the Go Team last year. So with that being said, I will ask, does anybody have any comments or discussion about Mr. Stevens for the nominee of instructional staff? Use my teacher pause. Okay. So now at this time, hearing no discussion, we will now vote on the nomination of Eddie Stevens for the position of instructional staff for our Go Team. I will ask for all in favor to please say yay and raise your hand.
Yay.
Okay. Awesome. All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Hearing none and seeing none. And if there are any abstentions, please indicate that by raising your hand. All right, congratulations, Mr. Stevens. You are now our newest member of the Go Team for the 2026-2027 school year, serving as our instructional staff member. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. We will now move forward to filling the open community member seat. Open community member seat, yes. This person will serve on the Go Team for a full 2-year term. I'm going to nominate Jacquees Hargrove. She is our big brothers, big sisters mentor and supervisor, also served as a member of our Go Team last year as well. I'm going to ask at this time, does anybody have any comments or discussion about this nominee? Okay, hearing none and seeing none. We'll now proceed with the vote on the nomination for Ms. Jacquees Hargrove for the community member seat. All in favor, please say yay or raise your hand. Perfect. All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions, please indicate by raising your hand at this time. All right, Ms. Hargrove, welcome. You are now filling the community member seat for our Go Team for 2026-2027. So our 2 newest members at this point are Mr. Stevens and Ms. Hargrove. Welcome. You are now voting members of the Go Team. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now, the next order of business is to approve the previous minutes. I sent these to you in a previous email as well as in the calendar invitation. I'm going to ask that if there's any discussion or any corrections or any amendments to those minutes, I will ask that that's raised at this time. And I'm looking and hearing none and seeing none. If there are no corrections, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve the previous minutes from our Go Team meeting. And this was from our April meeting. Just as a reminder, this was the last meeting that we had of last school year, which was in April of 2026. But I will now ask for a motion to approve the previous meeting's minutes.
Ms. Pryor, motion to approve the previous minutes from 2026.
Thank you, Ms. Pryor. May I have a second?
Second, Miller.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. Miller. All in favor, please say yay or raise your hand. Okay. Thank you. All opposed, you may say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions, you may indicate by raising your hand at this time as well. All right. Awesome. Thank you all. So now we're going to the election of officers, y'all. We will now move forward to electing the Go Team officers and representatives. Before we begin the nominations, I'd like to remind the Go Team of the following information. Nominations do not have to be seconded. A member may nominate themselves. A member may nominate more than one person for any position. A member may decline a nomination during the nomination process. Members may not serve more than 2 consecutive terms in the same officer position at the same school. Nominees do not have to leave the room during the nomination period or when a vote is taken. If there is more than one nominee per elected office, each nominee will be offered an opportunity to share why they should be elected to that seat. The newly elected officers will assume their positions starting at the conclusion of this meeting and will serve until June the 30th. All voting members only have 1 vote per seat. So first, we're going to elect the Go Team chair. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the chair include, and you'll see that on the screen before you as well, they include but are not limited to leading the Go Team meeting. So this will be my last time leading the meeting like this. So then I'll wait to see where our chair is going to be. Working with the principal and Go Team to develop meeting agendas, ensuring that every Go Team member has an opportunity to be heard, and monitoring team compliance. So at this time, I'm going to open the floor to receive nominations for our Go Team Chair for 2026-2027. I will now take nominations, and the serving secretary will record these nominations as well.
This is Ms. Pryor. I nominate Ms. Miller to be our Go Team Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Pryor. We have Ms. Miller on the floor as a nominee. Keeping the floor open to see if there are any more nominations for our Go Team Chair for 2026-2027. And I'll give a quick teacher pause, about a 10-second pause. Okay. If there are no further nominations, I'm going to close the floor. I'm just looking around to make sure I don't see any. I'm going to close the floor for nominations for Go Team Chair, and we're going to begin the confirmation process. We have one person being considered for the chair seat, and the nomination for chair is Ms. Miller, Ms. Ayanna Miller, who serves as our media specialist in the school as well. At this time, I'm going to offer Ms. Miller a quick moment, and you could give an opportunity to explain why you are the best candidate for this position. And then any Go Team members, after she concludes, you may ask any questions or you may have any discussion about the nomination as well at that point. But Ms. Miller, you could take a couple of moments and share why you're the person for this position.
Oh, okay. Good evening, everyone. I don't know if I would say I'm the best, but I do have quite a bit of experience on the Go Team. I've served as a secretary, I think, for 2 or 3 years now. So I'm very familiar with the Go Team and how it works, and just appreciate the opportunity that my peers and the other members have enough faith to even nominate me to fulfill this role.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. Miller. Thank you for that. So now we're going to open the floor for voting. I'm going to ask for you to raise your hand to vote or say yay to vote for Ms. Miller for our Go Team Chair. Yay. Okay, I'm hearing yays and seeing hands. Okay. Anyone who would vote no, please, you may do so at this time by saying nay or raising your hand. Seeing none. Any abstentions, you may indicate by raising your hand at this time as well. Ms. Miller, congratulations. You will serve as the Go Team Chair for this school year. So congratulations, Ms. Miller. Next, we're going to have elections for the Go Team's Vice Chair. As a reminder, and you can see that on the screen as well, the responsibilities of the Vice Chair include but are not limited to ensuring the Go Team follows parliamentary procedure, working with the principal and chair to develop Go Team agendas, acting as chair if the chair is not present. I'm now going to open the floor to receive Vice Chair nominations for our Go Team for 2026-2027. The nominations are now officially open.
This is Ms. Park, and I want to nominate Ms. Pryor.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Park. We have Ms. Pryor on the floor for the nominations. The floor is still open for any nominations for our Go Team Vice Chair for 2026-2027. And I'm going to give a quick pause to make sure that I'm scanning the room, the virtual room. Okay. And I should have asked this last time as well, Ms. Park. Ms. Park, you made the nomination. Ms. Pryor, would you like to accept or decline the nomination?
I accept the nomination.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Pryor. If there are no further nominations, I'm officially going to close the floor and we're going to begin the confirmation process. We have Ms. Pryor being considered for the Vice Chair position for 2026-2027. Ms. Pryor, at this time, I'm going to give you a moment to share why you are the best candidate for this position for our Go Team for this school year.
This is my 4th year serving on the Go Team. I'm very experienced in it. I've served as the chair 2 previous years ago, I want to say, and kind of familiar with the ins and outs of the Go Team, and I would love to continue to serve our stakeholders if possible.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. Pryor. I appreciate that. Now, this time, we're going to open the floor for votes, and I'm going to ask for all in favor, please say yay or raise your hand. Perfect. I'm seeing the hands and perfect. All opposed, you may indicate by saying nay or raising your hand. Seeing none. Any abstentions, you may indicate by raising your hand. All right, Ms. Pryor, welcome. You are the vice chair for 2026-2027. Thank you in advance for your service, Ms. Pryor. So now we're moving forward with our elections. We're halfway there now at this point, y'all. Now we're going to elect the Go Team secretary. As you see on the screen, and I'll read this as well. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the secretary include, but are not limited to, posting Go Team documents such as agendas, summaries, and minutes to the website, taking minutes at the Go Team meetings, and ensuring the Go Team is in compliance with the Georgia Open Meeting Laws Act. I'm now going to open the floor to receive nominations for our secretary for 2026-2027. The floor is now officially open.
I would like to nominate Miss Jennifer Park for secretary.
Okay, we have Ms. Park as a nominee for our secretary for 2026-2027. The floor continues to be open for nominations for our secretary. So nominations are still open. Okay, and I'm scanning to make sure there are no more nominations. And Ms. Park, of course, I have to ask you, would you like to accept or decline the nomination?
I will accept.
Awesome. So now I'm going to give you the floor. I'll give you a moment as well to share why you are the best candidate for this position, Ms. Park. The floor is yours.
I would like to be the secretary so that I can have well, I'm organized and I can bring a student-centered vision. So I would like to be the secretary for the Go Team at Young.
Thank you very much, Ms. Park. We appreciate that. So now at this time, elections, we will now continue with the election. I would ask for anybody all in favor to say yay or raise your hand for Ms. Park for secretary. Okay. All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. And then any abstentions, you may indicate by raising your hand at this time as well. Ms. Park, congratulations. You are our secretary for 2026-2027. We appreciate you, Ms. Park. So now, last but not least, we're now going to elect the Go Team's cluster representative. Cluster representatives may also hold an officer position such as chair, vice chair, or secretary. And as a reminder, the responsibilities of the cluster representative include, but are not limited to, attending all cluster advisory team meetings. There are approximately 3 that take place during the course of the year. And once they send out the calendar, we'll send that out, of course. And then reporting back to the Go Team on the cluster advisory team meetings. So now I'm going to open the floor to receive cluster representative nominations at this time. So the floor is officially open to receive those nominations.
I'm going to nominate Mr. Stevens to be our cluster advisory team rep.
Okay, we have a nomination of Mr. Stevens to serve as rep for the cluster representative. Nominations are continue to be open for the cluster representative. So the nominations are still open to receive more. The floor is still open to receive more nominations. And I'm just going to scan the room. Okay, so Mr. Stevens, of course, I ask you, would you like to accept or decline the nomination to serve as cluster rep?
I would like to accept.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. So I'll give you a moment at this time, as we've done for the others. I'll give you a moment to share why you are the best candidate for this position for the Go Team.
I served as the Go Team chair the last fiscal year, so I'm just looking forward to staying involved and learning more about the school governance team.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. So at this time, the floor is open for the election. So at this time, all in favor, please say yay or raise your hand. All right. All opposed, you may indicate by saying nay or raising your hand. And seeing none. And then any abstentions, you may indicate by raising your hand at this time. And it looks like it's unanimous for that as well. So Mr. Stevens, welcome to the cluster advisory team representative seat for 2026-2027. That now concludes our election. So we now have our chair, vice chair, secretary, and cluster advisory.
I always like to let Go Team members know at the offset that any dates for budget are subject to finances schedule, not Go Teams. So thank you so much, Principal Garlington.
Yep, thank you for raising that, Ms. Jacoby. Very important to indicate that, so Yeah, we'll just keep that in mind, and and as I get information, of course, I'm going to be over. You probably already see that. I'm sending you calendar invitations left and right in email. So I'm going to be over communicative when it comes to meetings and anything that deals with the Go team. You'll see that. So no one will ever be in the dark with information about that. So I'll just see if there's any discussion or any discussion or a need to change dates or anything like that before I'm going to start asking for a motion to approve. But I'll just pause again to see if there's any more discussion about that. Okay, so I'm now going to ask for a motion to approve the dates that we see before us, which you see September 17th, October 22nd, December 3rd, January 21st, February the 11th, March the 4th, and April the 22nd. I will ask for a motion to approve our calendar for 2026, 2027.
Motion to approve.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. Park. I will ask for a second.
This is Pryor. I second that motion.
Thank you, Ms. Pryor. I appreciate that. All in favor, you may say yay or raise your hand to approve the calendar for 2026, 2027.
Yay.
Awesome. I'm seeing hands and I'm hearing yays. Thank you. All opposed, you may indicate by saying nay or raising your hand. Okay, and seeing none there. Any abstentions, you may indicate by raising your hand. Awesome. Thank you all. We have our calendar. And of course, you'll see this on the website within the next 48 hours. You'll see that on the website. And of course, I'm going to send this out to you as well. So I appreciate that. So now we're going to review and approve our public comment protocol. We now move to our next item, which is for that reason to approve the protocol. And public comment opportunities are available for Go teams to hear from interested members of the community from section 3.4 of the Go Team Handbook. So here's some things to keep in mind about that, you all. Opportunities for public comment shall be provided for at least 4 times in a school fiscal year and noted on the Go Team's webpage and meeting agenda. Go Team, and you're going to see this on the screen as well, y'all. Go Team members will not provide responses or engage in direct conversation during public comment. Each Go team will determine a consistent method for receiving public comments and for parents and other citizens to sign up to address the team. And then at least 20 minutes of time will be allotted for public comment to make comments at the meetings where public comment is actually permitted. Finally, and the public will receive at least 2 business days notice of the public comment protocol. So now on the next screen, and I'm going to talk us through this. I'm going to walk us through a few key decisions that we need to make as a team in order to reach this. And you see, I've preloaded some of this, and I'll make some explanation. I'm opening this up for discussion, of course. This is not predetermined, just preloaded, just to kind of start some discussion. As I read each one, I just want you to feel free to let's talk it through and let's talk it out as we talk about this, y'all. So first, let's consider which meetings will allow for public comment. I've populated this on here with 12/3, December 3rd. January the 21st, February the 11th, and March the 4th. Again, the reason I populated that, first, we have to have 4. And I thought it was pretty important to have for 3 of those to be around those budget times. The January, February, and March meetings, those are budget meetings, which is why I put those on there. So let me just see. I'll just pause to see if there's any questions or discussion about that to meet our 4 public comment meetings. Okay, I'm gonna walk us right on down. We can come back up to any one of these at any time. We also need to consider how individuals are going to sign up in order to speak. So now I put on here that online via our website, individuals can sign up on that school website, and then you'll see in the line right below it by 5 p.m. the day of the meeting. We start our Go Team meetings at 5 p.m. And so this gives us 30 minutes before, which is my rationale for that. And again, this is for discussion. This is not predetermined. By signing up 5 p.m. before, we know how many folks have signed up. We know exactly what that meeting is going to look like in terms of the public comment, and then we can make sure we're adhering to that public comment protocol. We'll also know if there's no public comment at that time, so we'll know how to govern ourselves during that time of the agenda on the meeting prior to the meeting starting. Also stated on here 2 minutes, because 2 minutes that's kind of patterned after the board meetings. When there's public comment, they give 2 minutes for each individual to share, and then to come at the end of the agenda as opposed to at the beginning or the middle at the end, because it just sounds like it makes sense to be able to discuss or make comment based on anything that happened at previous Go Team meetings or at that particular Go Team meeting. So it would come near the end of the agenda item before the adjournment. So I will just pause and see if there's any questions or discussion or any insight, any input about any of those key considerations for our public comment protocol. Yeah, I'm doing that good. Y'all just, boy,
Quick.
I love this.
I have a quick question. When we
Yes.
say online via the website, is there something I need to add?
So I'm so glad you brought that up, Ms. Miller. So talk, Ms. I know Ms. Miller and Ms. Park, y'all are the two experts on this. My thought was that we can add a link on the website that can take us to, that can take people to sign up, like a sign up on either a Google Doc
Mhm.
or some kind of document that we would be able to go and retrieve prior to the Go Team meeting to see who that is. Like, that is possible, right? It is possible to do that.
It is. I will also confer with Ms. Jacoby to see, and I'll check with the webmasters just to see what that would look like. But yes, that is a great idea. I just have to make sure that we can put an external link on there, because sometimes they're a little particular about it.
Gotcha. And Ms. Jacoby, do you have any input on that? Does that sound like something that's doable?
So you can do the Google form. You could do a Microsoft form. The new web platform Final Site also has its own forms,
Oh,
which
even better.
you can also set up to, so all of those forms are fine, and you can set it up to automatically email any or all Go Team members. So
Perfect. So we will be leaning on you. We're going to be reaching back out to you, Mr. Jacoby, to help. That's perfect. That's
Anytime.
that's the
you know
that's
I'm
the
here to
mindset
help.
that I was thinking, to kind of have a sign up instead of somebody emailing the person, like it just goes in a central place, it cuts off automatically at a certain time. We get notified and then we know at that point. So perfect. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for raising that, Ms. Miller, because I meant to kind of dig deeper into that. So thank you for that. All right. So is there any more discussion about the protocol? Well, thank you for that discussion. And based on what we've outlined, I'm going to ask now for a vote to accept and adopt our Go Team public comment protocol. So I'll ask somebody to make a motion.
This is Ms. Miller. Motion that we approve the public comment protocol.
Awesome. I'll now ask for someone to second.
I second the
I
motion.
second.
Awesome. I heard Ms. Park and Mr. Walton for that second, so I appreciate that. All in favor, please indicate by raising your hand or saying yay. Thank you. I see the hand. Thank you all. Y'all are awesome. All opposed, please indicate by raising your hand or saying nay. Any abstentions, you may indicate by raising your hand at this time. So thank you, team. We now have our public comment protocol, and we are rocking and rolling right now, so I appreciate y'all. So now, our initial norms. We're now going to determine our Go Team meeting norms. We will begin by reviewing the initial Go Team meeting norms, and you see these on your screen as well. So this is what's going to help us to keep focused and in tune with the expectations for our Go Team meetings. First, this is a meeting of the Go Team. Only members of the Go Team may participate in the discussion. Any members of the public present are here to quietly observe. We will be fully present. We will follow the agenda as noticed to the public and stay on task. We will be respectful of each other at all times. We will be open-minded. We will invite and welcome contributions of every member and listen to each other. We will respect all ideas and assume good intentions. And then we will approach differences and opinions with curiosity. So my question is, does anybody have any changes to these norms, any additions, deletions, modifications, any changes to these norms at this time? I'll ask for anyone to present that at this time. Okay, and seeing none and hearing none. Okay, I'm going to ask for a motion to adopt these norms for our Go Team.
Yes, I motion. That's what I say, right? I motion.
Yep. Thank you, Ms. Park, for that motion. I'll ask for a second.
I second.
Thank you, Ms. Hargrove. I have a motion and a second to adopt these norms. At this time, all in favor, please indicate by raising your hand or saying yay. I see hands, and I see yes, and I see smiley faces. I love it. All opposed may say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? I see none. Any abstentions may indicate by raising your hand. Awesome. Thank you, team. So now we have finished most of the business at this point. Now we're going to have some discussion items. And we're going to start with our stakeholder engagement exercise. And as a charter system, the decisions that the Go Team makes shapes our school's future. It's important to realize and to remember that. And the best decisions come from hearing the diverse voices within our school community. When we bring families, students, staff, and community into the work, not just into the audience, we get stronger ideas, better outcomes, and a shared vision that we can all stand behind. So I want everyone just to think about this, because here's the challenge, and this is what we challenge ourselves with every year to make sure that we're really leaning in on this. We're going to look at 4 different groups: families, students, staff, and community. And for each one, we're going to ask the following questions, and you're going to see those on your screen as well. First of all, as we think about informing, what's the fun or unexpected way to keep everybody in the loop? For input, what's a meaningful way to get ideas and feedback from those same groups that I just mentioned? And then invite. How can we bring them into the work, not just into the audience? So as we've discussed this before, I just want you to see what we've talked about before and just want you to scan that. I'm not going to read everything, but when we think about families, students, staff, and community, we're thinking about how we can get their involvement by getting them to help inform, by getting their input, and inviting. As we think of this, y'all, this is our challenge, not just for today, but through the entire course of the school year, to make sure we're getting the voices, that we're getting the input, that we have this robust conversation and discussion so that we can have a strong school community with input and everyone's validated, everybody's a part, you got that sense of belonging, and now we are striving to be the best school ever, and we are thriving as a result of it. So if you just scan that, and I will invite anyone to share any call outs or anything that you would like to add to this. This is a working document. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say that, and Mr. Kobe's on the call, but in my mind, this is a living, breathing, working document, because we're always striving to be better at this. So this is not the last time we'll be talking or working on this, but I'll just pause and see if there's any input or anything that you definitely that stands out to you that you want to add in there or discuss. And I'll pause at this time for that purpose. And I will say a lot of this, our last year's Go Team really, which many members are here on this call now from there, really helped to build this as we work through the course of the year. Okay. So here's what I'm challenging everybody. As we think of things, as we say, you know what, we should try, prime example, movie night that we're going to have this week on this Thursday. As we think of specific things, let's bring it to the group. Let's populate this so this could be a nice, strong, robust way that we can inform and get input and and invite folks from our families, our students, our staff, and our community so we can have our strong Go Team. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ms. Malman. I think I see your hand.
Hi, everyone. I'm one of the parent members. My name is Dr. Malman. My son is Henry. He's in the 6th grade. And so a couple of ideas. This all looks great, but I know the elementary schools have IB curriculum nights, and they're usually at skating rinks. So perhaps Young can set up a table when they do skate nights at Cascade Skating Rink as a way of showcasing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So as a way of showcasing some of the events, same thing with movie night, perhaps sharing that announcement with local businesses as well, and offering them a chance to maybe partner.
Yep. And I'm typing as you speak. That's great, Ms. Malman. First of all, let me spec my hand. Dr. Malman. Let me spec my hand on that. So Dr. Malman. So I'm typing it in and make sure I'm capturing what you're saying. Of course, showcasing Young Middle School at skate parties and other events from feeder schools, and then invite partners and community.
So the business community, yeah, especially, is it Cascade Point? I think it's Cascade Point is the closest business district that we have.
Oh yeah, yes, ma'am. Right. I've got connections with some of them. I actually frequent quite a bunch of their, Aretha's and the ice cream shop. I'm up there quite a bit, and I've actually met all the owners over there so far. So that's a great idea as well. So my partners and business to our school events, and welcome in to participate. Thank you, Dr. Malman. And I'll clean this document up right now. I'm just trying to capture the text of it. And of course, this presentation I will definitely be sending out to everybody. Thank you, Dr. Malman. Any other thoughts or ideas to put in? And again, this is a living, breathing, a live document, y'all. We can, as we think of things, we're going to be adding it to this.
And I know cost may be a factor, but staff retreats might be something nice where it's not on campus. It could be a good bonding session if we could, I don't know, fundraise or grant.
Yep.
Could bond by rock climbing.
Adding that on there as well. Okay, I've added that on there as well. So staff, and I'm putting that under the staff section for inviting. That's how we can bring them into the work. That's that. Yep. Staff retreats off campus to help create bonding sessions. Yep. And I'm gonna say and solicit input, even though it says that, but okay. I will pause and see if there are any other thoughts. And again, I'll clean this document up, y'all. I know it's off the page, but I'll clean this up before I send it out to everybody. Well, here's what I'm going to invite everyone to do and encourage everyone to do. As we have ideas, this is our forum to be able to do that, because this the purpose of this Go Team is to make the best possible school community ever, and this is a huge part of that. So as we think of things, let's share it out, let's call it out, and let's get it incorporated into what we're doing. All right. If anyone thinks of anything, I will come right back to this slide. So I'm gonna keep us rolling. Here are some information items for everyone to know, starting with the principal's update. You're gonna see some of this stuff. Every meeting, you know, as we go the cadence of the Go Team meeting, you'll see that there'll be information. Is Ms. Pryor, you have your hand? Ms. Pryor, you have your hand up, Ms. Pryor?
I do. Can you please go back? And I apologize. Can you please go back to the previous slide?
Absolutely. This one right here?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm looking at staff. Maybe you can create like a team, like a teacher team, to kind of serve as like the liaison between leadership and teachers and serve as that voice.
Make sure I'm capturing that correctly. So, yep, so create a teacher team to serve as a liaison between leadership and, did I capture that correctly? Ms. Pryor, create a teacher team to serve as a liaison between leadership and staff?
Yeah, to, make sure they feel included and that their voice is heard.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Ms. Pryor. Got it. And I actually typed with no misspellings. Yes, unbelievable. All right. All right, so if anything else, I'll bring us right back to here. So thank you all for that input. I appreciate that. Again, living, breathing document. We will always be working on that. That's what our work is for the course of the school year. So now the principal's update, just a few pieces of information so everyone's aware of. I'm sure we've heard about this in particular. The APS personal electronic device policy. We do know that there was a policy introduced last school year in which the policy rather for Atlanta Public Schools says that students must keep their phones up and away during the school day. Now, this year, there's a state law it's in direct accordance with. So not only is there a district policy, there's also a state law that says that students must have their phones up and away. The way we do it at Young Middle School, and every school has been charged and given the opportunity to create how they're going to create a process, how they're going to execute a process for ensuring that phones are up and away. At Young, it's simple. When students come in, we actually have the lock boxes, teachers or the administrative staff per the grade level collect the phones, put it in the lock box, and they're retrieved. That's during the first or second period, and then they're redistributed out at the end of the school day. It's pretty simple. It's seamless. We've actually been doing that since 2020. I need to point this out. This policy has been in place since well before 2025, 2026. That's when it really got more teeth, and that's when it became a big deal. And the district really jumped even further behind it, and they made some revisions and updates to that policy. But it really is a long-standing policy. So we've been doing that since before 2025, 2026. We've just refined it and now made it where it's pretty much seamless, where it doesn't impact any instruction to collect or to redistribute, and where we can ensure that students' phones are kept safely. So just a heads up on that. You're going to see also that there's a regulation and a board policy that supports everything I just stated, as well as that state law that supports that. So now, any questions or concerns about the policy with that? Okay. This is for informational purposes. You'll see this at every Go Team meeting. You'll see the same format. Just want to give you a few school updates. Our enrollment projection, when we got that projection at the end of the school year last year, which then shaped our budget for this school year, we were projected to have 596 students in the building. Guess what? As of yesterday, guess how many students we had? Who can take a wild guess how many students we actually had in the building? First time ever that this has happened since I've been in anybody's school. We had 596 students exactly. We literally met our projection. Exact first time I've ever seen this happen. Unbelievable to me. So this is just, I know I'm doing too much with this, but this may not sound like a lot to y'all, but that is really pretty amazing. So we are right at what our projection is. You see the breakdown by grade level. 180 for the sixth grade, 203 for seventh, and our eighth grade having the highest number of students at 213 right now. And then you see what the projection per grade level was as well. The grade levels per se didn't meet their projections. They either exceeded or they were a little bit below, but overall as a school, we met our projection right on as of yesterday. Our enrollment in May at the end of the school year last year, we were at 625. I'll just point out that we're at 596 now, but it is very likely and very possible that in the next 2 to 3 weeks that could very much increase by 15 to 20 students, and then we pretty much stay we stay pretty stable right at about 615-ish, 620. That's pretty much our sweet spot where we stay stable during the course of the school year. So we're at 596 now, but it is very likely that could and will increase over the next couple of weeks or so. Our average daily attendance right now is 92.3%, which means 92.3% of our students are coming to school on a daily basis. That's compared to the district average of 94.6%, and our internal goal is always 90% or above. That's what our threshold is. When we get below 90, that's a concern. We ended the year last year at about, I think, right at 90.1 or 90.2, which was outstanding. So we're above our threshold, but right below what the district average is. And then you see the breakdown by grade level as well, with all grade levels being 92 point something. So that's what our average daily attendance is. And then finally, our suspension rate is 0.11. Now, what does that mean? It means that the average student at Young Middle School, not every student, but the average student at Young Middle School has 0.11, not 11, not 11, but 0.11 hundredths days of suspension. So when you break that down, so far in the fourth week of school, we've had a total of 5 days of suspension throughout the entire school. There's been 5 days of suspension total. That's compared to at the end of last school year, we were at 0.74, which means that the average student had 0.74 days of suspension at Young Middle School. I didn't do what the tally of days was, but that just kind of gives you a comparison. And then you see the rate per grade level. There are no suspensions on the 6th grade. 7th grade has the average suspension rate is 0.06, and for 8th grade is 0.24. But again, for a total of 5 total suspension days throughout the entire school. When you break this down even further, you see this chart to the right over here. You see 2025, 2026 compared to right now where we stand, where we have 93.2% of our students with 0 incidents. These are not suspensions. These are any kind of referral, whether it's a teacher referral, whether it's a administrative referral. It doesn't necessarily mean a suspension. It means any sort of referral at all. It could mean that a teacher is saying that they had to discipline a student and they call the parent. That would count as an infraction or an incident. So right now, 93.2% of our students have 0. You'll see 5.4% or 33 students have 1, and then you see the breakdown 2 to 3 with 6 students are 1%, and then 4 or more is 0.3%, or 2 students, and you again see the breakdown by grade level. I'll present this every meeting that we have, and it's important just to kind of track this because we look at this we look at it every day actually, just to kind of see how the data is tracking and where there's high spots or low spots with suspensions, because we're very much, this is critically important to us because this really helps to create what the culture and the climate of the school is. So we monitor this on a daily basis. Now, I'll pause and see if there's any questions about policy or that? Because we're at the last couple of slides, y'all, before I'm quiet and before we actually conclude.
I have a question. Do you know
Yes, ma'am.
what might be happening in the 7th grade? Well, what might be happening in the 7th grade where you have 23? Is it 23 students or 23 incidences?
Yeah, it's 23 incidents. And so what I can tell you, again, these are teacher referral. When I broke it down, and I wish I'll put that on here. I'll start putting that on here. These are actually teacher referrals. For the most part, these are like, I think 22 of those are teacher referrals. And one of those was an administrative referral, if I recall correctly. And so it could be a simple thing like teacher had to redirect a student during class, or had to redirect them multiple times during class or in line or something along those lines. But these what we're seeing right now, these incidents, really, with the exception of, even when we talk about those 5 suspension days, those aren't 5 students. Those are 3 different students for the suspension days. But these 23, 29 was that 35 incidents right there. Those are, with the exception of those suspensions that I just mentioned right there, those are pretty much teacher referrals where they're documenting the fact that they had to redirect a student for something that may have taken place in class or in their line when moving to and from class, that type of thing. So those are what we would consider low level. They're very much level ones is what I would call those, and what the district calls those as well. The reason I show this though, because this is far different from the suspensions. I show this though because a lot of times these incidents can then track up to other kind of administrative stuff, which is why we keep an eye on this, because we don't want it to get there and we want to nip it before it gets to that point. So we empower the teachers to make, teacher intervention, whether it's a parent contact or whether it's a one-on-one conference with a student, that would count as an incident because they're tracking that to make sure and to try to stamp it before it becomes anything more than what that is at that point. Is that making sense, Dr. Malman?
I think so. I'm just wondering, between 6th grade and 7th grade, is there something happening in terms of like just the new culture that they're trying to adjust to? Is there?
Yeah.
Because it is pretty high compared to like 7th to 8th jump, 7th grade to 8th jump.
What I can tell you from my experience, 7th grade tends to be the most challenging grade level in the middle school, and it's almost like this middle school syndrome. And I know this is not hard data actually it is. Actually, this is hard data to support that. We do find that in 7th grade, something about moving from 6th to 7th grade, there's like this, almost like they call it, I think there's research that calls it the middle school syndrome in middle school, where we see more incidents on the 7th grade, more so than on the 6th, definitely more than on the 6th grade, and typically even more than on the 8th grade. So I think that lends itself into it. And I think that we also have a set of teachers knowing all of our 7th grade teachers have been 7th grade teachers before. We don't have any new, and I'm looking at my list, we don't have any new 7th grade teachers. These are all seasoned, experienced 7th grade teachers, and they've been here. They are being very proactive in trying to address it before it becomes a bigger problem, which means that they're intervening with it. I think that also speaks to it as well. If you're seasoned as a 7th grade teacher, you're trying to make sure you're controlling the climate and the culture to make sure everything stays nice and steady before it becomes an administrative thing. You're taking action before it becomes more, and so you're documenting it. So I think those two things lend itself to why we're seeing more in the 7th grade. That's from experience and from what the data is actually telling us right there too. But that's a great question, Dr. Malman. And of course, our babies, our 6th graders, we call them the babies. They just, they're just, more than anything, I think they're just excited to be in middle school and just anxious and seeing everything. So those tend to be the lowest across the board throughout the entire school year. All right. Any other comments or questions or anything about that or the cell phone policy? All right, a couple of announcements I want everyone to be aware of. Please, all Go Team members, and you'll receive emails, and Mr. Colby has been great about that in the Go Team office. Be sure that you complete any trainings. At this point, you would have received an email if you have not received, or if you've completed, or if you've not. If you are not receiving emails from the Go Team office, I'm going to invite you to send me an email. I'm going to forward that directly to the Go Team to make sure that you are in fact receiving those. But again, please complete your Go Team trainings. And you got to have those done, especially as we start talking about when we get closer to budget and all these other things. There'll be times when you're not going to be able to vote unless you've completed certain trainings, but they'll show you exactly what those trainings are. This consists of orientation and then some other trainings that they'll list for you as well. So be sure that you complete those. And again, I'll make it easy for you. If you're not receiving emails from the Go Team office, email me and I'm going to forward that directly to the Go Team office for you. Mr. Colby, I see you came off. You probably wanted to say something else too. Go for it.
Nope, just sitting here
Oh.
smiling because I can also help out. So I'm going to put the Go Team box and my email in the chat for anybody who needs it.
Perfect. So between me and then Ms. Jacoby, please reach out. Make sure you're receiving the Go Team office is great. They do a great job of sending emails and correspondence. So if you've not received anything from the Go Team office, that means something's going on with email. So please contact Ms. Jacoby or myself. We can make sure we get you linked up. And with that being said, I've got nothing else unless there are any other announcements or discussion items. I have pretty much concluded my presentation for the evening, y'all.
For the
So-
announcements, I'm sorry, do we want to announce the PTSA meeting and movie night on Thursday?
Thank you. Thank you. Keep me straight, Ms. Miller. Keep me straight. This Thursday, please let it be on the record as well. This Thursday, we have our PTSA meeting as well as our the first movie night of the school year. PTSA meeting will start at 6 p.m. in the media center, followed by our movie night, which will be in our very own auditorium with refreshments with our membership chair, Mr. Malman, who is coordinating all this. He has been up here. He's done a couple of site visits. We've got it squared away. We're ready to roll on Thursday, and we're going to have a series of those. But this will be the first in our series, and it is SpongeBob SquarePants for our first showing that we're going to have for this Thursday. So come on out. Anyone who can see me on YouTube and anyone who sees a recording, please come on out this Thursday and support. This is going to be a monumental fundraiser that the PTSA is taking on to help the school with our initiatives. So yes, thank you for raising that, Ms. Miller. Yep, Ms. Pryor, go for it.
Yes, September 15th, we will be having our first APTT, which is going to be our annual Title I meeting along with our curriculum night. That is going to start at 5:30 p.m. and we would love for you all to come out and see what we're offering here at Gene Childs Young Middle School. Once again, that is September 15th at 5:30 p.m.
Yep. And I knew you were going to say that, Ms. Pryor. That's why I didn't even steal your thunder. I knew you were going to do that. That's why I didn't. So I left that for you.
I appreciate you, but also don't forget about Grandparents' Day, September 17th.
And I'm looking at my calendar as we speak. We also
I
have.
think that's set for September 17th.
Yep, and we are inviting we're inviting all grandparents to come on out. That is on. Actually, it is. Yes, it is. Oh gosh, why do I not see them? I thought I put them. It is. I'm sorry. It's actually September the 16th. No, it's the 17th. You're right, Miss. It's the 17th. And please come on out. This is where we're inviting our grandparents to come on out and to eat with their grandchildren. We'll have a special meal for you and everything that'll be right here on the school site. So please come on out. Everything that we say, you're going to also see, and this is just a reminder, you'll see on our calendar, we're going to have a heavily populated calendar with any sort of school events, such as the things that you just heard. You'll always see that there at a glance. You'll always see everything that's coming up for the entire school year, and it'll be live. That's a live calendar as things come up. We will be posting that from sporting events to curriculum nights to special events, you name it. It'll always be on our calendar. So just as a heads up on that as well. Yes, ma'am, Dr. Malman.
Two things. Well, thank you for all the updates. Thank you, Mr. Garlington. First, is it possible for parents to come have lunch with their students?
Not only is it possible, Dr. Malman, we encourage it.
Okay,
Absolutely.
and they're allowed to purchase school lunches as well?
They've made it so easy in the cafeteria where there's a QR code. You don't have to set up the My School Bucks anymore. There's a QR code in the cafeteria. The parent just simply scans it and they can pay for their lunch that way. And we encourage it to just simply come in and check into the main office. And then you 100% absolutely. We've actually had several parents to come out already. We've had a couple of grandparents too, but 100% absolutely. We are encouraging that. We invite that.
Perfect. Thank you, Principal Garlington. And then are there any other forms of communication besides the website? Is there a social media presence?
Ms. Miller, I'll let you answer that.
So we can follow up with
yes,
updates.
we have a Facebook and Instagram pages where I post the same information as also on the website. So I think our Instagram is APS Young and our Facebook page is Gene Childs Young Middle School.
Yeah, so follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. She puts out live stuff all the time. As a matter of fact, the movie night, because I followed both of them. Of course, I follow both, and I just saw the movie night on my screen pop up on my phone yesterday. So movie night, every time something comes up, you'll see it posted on our social media accounts as well as our website. And then you're going to hear that some guy does these robocalls, and so you'll hear some robocalls from time to time as well. I'm not sure who that guy is, but he should be on the news or something like that because he does such a great job. I couldn't resist Dr. Melvin. I'm sorry. But no, but yeah, yeah, we try to keep the information flowing, and social media has been our best friend to do that. Yep. Thank you, Dr.
I
Melvin.
just wanted to, I'm sorry, I wanted to correct, on the flyer that we received from nutrition, it was September 16th.
Okay, so it is a 6. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect. And that's what, because I was looking at my calendar and I thank you. So September the 16th is Grandparent Day. We're inviting all grandparents to come out. One of our former board members, Dr. Lee, he's already been out. He had lunch with his 2 grandkids here last week, as a matter of fact. So Doris, yes, come on. Absolutely. All right. Any other discussion items or announcements? So look, I appreciate, this is our organizational meeting. We took care of a lot of business today, y'all. We've reached the end of our meeting. I really appreciate everybody digging in. We have handled all of our business and we're ready to now move forward with our calendar that we've agreed on tonight. So now we've reached the end of our agenda. And if there's no other additional business at this time, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, I'll ask for a second.
Second, this is Ms. Miller.
Thank you. All in favor, say yay or raise your hand.
Yay.
All right, and I see hands and I hear yays. All opposed, raise your hand or say nay. All right, seeing none, hearing none. Any abstentions, you may raise your hand or say abstain. Hearing none, seeing none. The meeting is officially over at 6:31 p.m. I appreciate y'all's attention, your input, and just your enthusiasm. We will see you at the next Go Team meeting. If there are any questions, just simply reach out. I appreciate you leaving, y'all. And thank you for joining us, Mr. Colby.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank you,
night.
Principal Garland.
And I'm just Diane, y'all. Honestly, not Mr. Jacoby. I'm just here to help.
Thank you, Diane.